Hola, mi amigos. Mi nombre es Domingo, but you can call me the Sea Snake. For the banner of my fierce serpent shall soon strike fear into the heart of every man who dares trek the coastline. Born and raised in Havana, I'm quite familiar with the pirating ways of the Caribbean. Not too far from my homeland sits the beautiful pirate republic capital of Nassau. Perhaps I'll take it for myself, or perhaps I shall serve the current republic faithfully. I suppose we'll have to see, but first things first, I'm going to need men, plenty of men, like-minded Spaniards who seek a better life and a vast fortune. After hiring 15 men to join me on my quest for freedom and, better yet, plenty of riches, we would set sail. And so begins our epic journey to become one of the greatest pirates who have ever lived. Within the first day of our voyage, we would find a band of ne'er-do-wells such as ourselves looking to loot these lands. Unfortunately, gentlemen, I'm afraid that friendly competition is not something we're interested in. Even so, I must admit the odds are not in our favor. My 15 would-be pirates against their 23 rough and tough rabble-rousers. May the Lord, and the better swordsman, decide our fate. It seems that these gentlemen do indeed wish to pursue a bit of a skirmish with us. Even with us outnumbered, I think we have a good chance of winning this. I'm not exactly sure as to where the looters are stationed. I'm waiting to see if they come our way. Yes, here they come. Very well. Gentlemen, how about we
this way.
take to the hill? I believe that is going to be our best bet. You poor looters have no idea. You're facing off against a future great pirate king, and perhaps the world's greatest lover. I completely missed. That's quite alright. I've got 2 pistols for a bit of a quick retrieval of a defensive weapon if I need it. Such as now. There we go. Begin reloading. They're coming. Open fire, gentlemen. Open fire. I require assistance. I require assistance, friends. They're hot on my heels. They're hot on my heels, gentlemen. Oh, there we go. Ah, throwing rocks, are we? Pathetic attempt. Oh, very well. On guard, you scurvy scallywag. Ah, well. It would seem that we're victorious. I hate that for you, gentlemen. Truly I do, but it looks like the world has brought us on a path against one another, and unfortunately, I've got big dreams and ambitions. Alright, we're able to take one of them. I feel really bad because they're escaped slaves, although they are attempting to be looters and pirates themselves, so I think the playing field's pretty even. We may recruit them, as I would not mind having some folks in our army. We also have quite a bit to take here. We'll go ahead and take every bit of it, of course, but I will say I wouldn't mind putting on some armor wraps and maybe just maybe having a cracked hatchet along with us. Look at that. 2 pistols, a cracked hatchet, and some arm wraps. They don't look very good though with my coat, so maybe I won't wear them. We need to get ourselves something of a cloak as well as some decent gloves. We also need a horse, which is, you know, pretty good. Even if we're going to be sailing the seas, it's good to have a horse to ride into battle on for those occasional land fights. Ah, such a shame, gentlemen, such a shame. I believe we'll head to Nassau, though. We'll actually go ahead and sell off some of the things that we've gotten from our first battle. That was pretty good. That went really well. We only seem to have lost 1 man during the entire thing. Let's go ahead and sell off all this junk that we no longer need. I'm going to see about buying us a native warrior claw. That is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if we'd be interested in that at the moment. We're not really native, of course, but perhaps, I don't know. Should we keep it? That would really hurt our enemies. I think we won't take it for now. It would give us protection, and I think a good swift punch would do our enemies very badly. For now, we'll probably save our money and keep our eyes out for some better armor. They don't seem to have any firearms, which is fine. We'll be able to get our hands on some soon enough. For now, we'll just go ahead and make ourselves 326 silver, and we will immediately be off to start checking out the coastline here. Let's see see if we can find any ships to pirate, or perhaps any caravans to attack and to ambush to get ourselves some more loot and perhaps even a bit of glory and treasure. Glory in the sense of being a pirate king, of course. And with that, we would continue sailing up the southern coast. During the night, we would look onto land to see the beautiful glowing lanterns and torches of Spanish settlements, towns and cities ripe for plunder if one were to have the means. Eventually, we would once again come into contact with some more like-minded fellows like ourselves. Whoa, a bit of a quick disclaimer, if you will. As you can see, we have docked our ships with the enemy pirate ships, or looter ships. Although, unfortunately, we are not using war cells. I know. Trust me, I wanted to. You could imagine my face when I saw this on the mod page. Unfortunately, at the moment, the mod, nor the other Empires of Europe mod, support war cells. Very unfortunate, but as soon as they do, we'll be making another pirate series, all for the sake of being able to do naval combat in this scenario. Until then, this is the best we got, and it's still pretty damn good, I think. Hold your fire, gentlemen, hold your fire. Follow me. Oh, here they come. Everybody stay back here, keep your distance. There we go. It's a bit hard to see with the sun in our eyes, and we're getting pelted with stones, of all things. If they would have had pistols, we'd been in bad shape. All right, on guard ye, sir. Well, I think we handled that fairly well for the most part. Such a shame that we're unable to take their ship, but you know what I mean, we'll still be taking their ship and what have you. We may allow some of them to join our crew, if at all possible. Let's see, so we have one of their members who can join us. We also have another one here. We're taking one of them prisoner. The other, we will actually recruit into our ranks. The other's going to take a little bit of time. And we get a little bit of their loot, not much, not the treasure that we had hoped for, but it is better than nothing, I suppose. And for us just starting out, it's honestly quite a bit of loot. Let us continue sailing up the coast. Perhaps we'll find that grand treasure that we're looking for, or even more men to join our cause. Indeed we shall, and with what few riches we already have within our possession, we would expend to go about purchasing equipment for our Spanish crewmen, giving them a right proper upgrade, making them much more formidable. Now within English territory, I would once again go about town to town, looking for men with a common interest in treasures and glory, as I so put it earlier. I would find many a destitute hunter with a rifle and the experience I was looking for, looking to join my cause for a bit of coin. Hunters with an eye for marksmanship were not the only expertise that I was looking for. I could use many a strong man who know how to swing an axe, and I would find a couple of those at the local lumber yard. With these formidable fellows at my side, along with my crewmen of escaped slaves and Spanishmen, we would begin taking on the local war bands of these lands, collecting their loot and plunder for ourselves, where it rightfully belongs. Worry ye not, my friends, for my attacks against these would-be pirates are not for the sake of being a good person, no, they are for the sake of eliminating the competition before they can blossom. I've never been much of a gardener, but I've always found it best to rip out weeds by their roots so that they cannot regrow and reform. And if those weeds just so happen to have horses and rifles and rations that we can use for our own garden, all the better. Not to worry though, as many of these men would be promised a better future, if they so felt inclined to join us, that is. Otherwise they'd be free to go, though almost all of them would be willing to join. This world has offered them nothing but oppression, and yet I offer them everything. Pretty soon the plunder of looters and raiders wasn't enough anymore. This hungry shark requires a much larger prey. Pirates just like ourselves, an independent company looking to take treasure and everything they could from those that they could. The supplies that we could get from them would be much more useful for the foundation of our own pirating empire. So this is our first real battle against actual pirates. I'm gonna bring our marksman back here. Well, I'm going to come back here myself, I believe. I'll be with him. I am a little bit nervous about this for sure. Although the bounty that we're about to get from this is going to be incredible, I think. If we end up winning. For some reason, they're mounted on horseback, a little unusual, but I suppose it could be a tactic that works for them. We will go ahead and charge. If I could manage to dismount one of these bastards like that, perhaps I could take his pony from him as well. As to why they've decided to offboard their ships on horseback, I hadn't the slightest clue. But it doesn't seem to have been a good idea. What have we here? Hello, a proper saber? My word. All right, victory is ours. That, I would say, was a close one, but I think we done pretty well. We ended up losing quite a few men, however. Now we get a bountiful harvest as well as the enemy ship. And another great thing here is we actually have many pirates who will be joining us. A pirate veteran caravan guard, pirate armed trader. This is wonderful. We can take them all prisoner, and we'll also be able to have them join us after some time. And, oh yes, finally. We've had our pistol, but we've yet to have our own musket. Finally, we have our own flintlock musket. We also have our very own saber. Even though I do like our hatchet, I think it's much more fitting of a pirate to have a saber, don't you? We also have quite a few other things, such as our very own horse. We'll take everything that we can. We're gonna be over the weight limit, but that's all right. We'll try to get rid of it as soon as we can. So we've got our pretty little pony here. Ooh, hello, Nessie. I think we'll name her Nessie. I think that's good, unless you guys have a better name for the pony, but I like Nessie. We do have a better tricorn hat, which is going to give us better defense. We also have some waxed leather gloves. They look a little silly, but they offer up a lot of protection, so I suppose we'll wear them for now. They would look better with that tunic, but a 1 in body armor, I can't do that. We have to actually wear the pirate tunic. It gives us so much more protection. For now, we'll keep the gloves. We'll find ourselves a better tunic soon enough, but this is a bountiful harvest from those pirates. I think a little pirate on pirate action like this is the best way to go about doing things. Indeed, we would end up making $5,417 simply off the loot that we did not need from our very first little incursion with our fellow pirates. Well worth the effort. They may be the scourge of the sea, but we shall be the scourge of the scourge. Word travels fast in this modern age of ours, and there was quickly a bounty on my head. The cannibal sea snake, they called me, on account of the fact that I was cannibalizing my fellow pirate. A title I shall wear with honor. The thing is, it doesn't really matter what they called me, because our fellow pirates only cared about one thing: coins. And as long as I had enough of them to keep them employed, they would join my crew as quick as any other. Speaking of which, as would many of our fellow pirates that we had taken prisoner from our first little battle. Not to worry, as we were sure to keep our ship's larders stuffed to the brim with the finest barrels of rum. Pillaging is thirsty work, after all. We would continue sailing along the coastline between Spanish and English territories alike, tracking down looters and raiders as well as the ships of our fellow independent pirate crews. Our battles hard fought and epic in proportion, many of which would be on sea, but many of which would also be on the shorelines themselves. From each one we would gain more footing, taking all of their plunder for ourselves, restocking our own food pantries, as well as taking their blood-soaked sabers and rifles and putting firmly into the hands of our free men crew. I would even manage to find a few treasures for myself as well, stolen from the indigenous peoples. I would hope that its previous owner knows that I wear it with great pride and respect, and it's going to be perfect for punching someone right in their eye holes. But as we were plundering the riches of the plunderers, we found ourselves often having to flee through the Caribbean away from much larger forces of independent pirates. I, the Lord, and Mother Nature were often on our side, though, as it seems that our sails were always just a tad bit faster. Let us pray they always remain that way. By this point, with all the fighting and plundering we had done, we had amassed a very modest fortune for ourselves, as well as quite the crew. So we indeed have quite the formidable force at the moment. As you can see, we are 57 men strong, but we are about to get a whole lot stronger. As you can see, I'm just gonna go over my troops. I think it's really cool, to be honest, to see the different types of folks who are working along with us. Of course, we have our pirate mates, pirate armed traders. We've also got quite a few Spanish guards, an Iroquois caravan guard. He is the only indigenous person at the moment within our army. Actually, we have another who we're going to recruit, so now we have 2 indigenous folk who are the Iroquois caravan guards. I actually got these guys when we were fighting some of the other pirates. I haven't attacked any natives, so they were already imprisoned by the other pirates and being taken off somewhere. So we actually kind of rescued them, and they are now joining us. We've got pirate boatswain, caravan guards, so on and so forth. We've also got a few British sailors from the British colonial militiamen that we've had. And then we also just have some British regulars, Spanish guards. I mean, you know, but, you're more interested in this. We have a few of these other pirates, and most importantly, we have many free folks. Whereas prior, they were escaped slaves, they are now free men who can go about and do whatever they please. And it would seem that they would please to become pirates such as us, to give themselves a better life out on the sea, taking on other pirates, and most importantly, helping us take down the Pirate Republic with a revolution, one where free folks such as they can live among everyone in harmony as fellow pirates, I suppose. And to be honest, given the time period that we're currently living in, that's a pretty sweet deal, I'd say, for everyone all around. But nevertheless, we're happy to have them with us all, 24 of them, might I add, bringing our grand total of troops to 85. Now, we're still not quite large enough to take on some of the larger war bands of pirates in their fleets, but very soon, my friends, very soon. Having so many men in my service now did mean that we could take on more formidable foes. Even if we could not take on massive pirate crews, we could take on some of similar size to ourselves. Absolutely perfect, of course, as I'm sure you well know, but I'll say it anyways. The larger the pirate crew we fought, the more plunder and loot of theirs we were able to take for ourselves after slaughtering them on the battlefield. But pretty soon something big would happen. Hearing word of piracy in my home country, I would set sail with my crew south, headed for Havana once more. After heading a little bit to the east, after landing ashore, I encountered one Charles Vane, a well-known pirate of the Lark crew, their captain. A formidable foe, no doubt, one that I am eager to test my mettle against. Alright, so the true battle for supremacy of pirating rights in the area begins. I'm going to bring our troops back here. I don't expect that they'll come attack us, but it is a possibility. We outnumber them by about 22, 23, something like that, 20-something. So I don't what was that? There's some smoke. Oh, maybe they are coming this way. It does look like they might be. Oh my god, are those, is that cannon? Cannon fire? I think that might have been cannon fire. There's something getting launched in this direction. It could be a cannon. Or it looked like about 3 or 4 cannons. Hello, are you the captain? Good to see you, friend. Good to see you. And, oh, there he go. Oh, on your feet, are you? Well, very well then, sir. You'll wish you hadn't done that. I think he's trying to lead me back towards where they are. Yeah, I'm not going with you. Sorry about that, pal. Oh, God. Let's see. Yeah, they look, I can't gauge the size, but those are definitely some cannons. Now, something I worry about. I know they're grenades, and they're a common weapon to be used by pirates. I wasn't expecting cannons, but I would guess that there are probably some bursting grenades around here somewhere that they're waiting to hit me with. They haven't even noticed my presence yet. Let me reload my musket. I'll hide in the bushes. Hopefully they don't see old Bessie. Or Betsy. I forgot what I named her. Let's just hope she makes it out alive. As do I. There we go. Hello, gentlemen. They're very much more concerned with firing off those cannons. Come then, Bessie. Let us take them on. They've got the majority of their troops over here. If we can manage to take out the cannons, there's a good chance that they're probably going to bring more of their people down to use them. But it might give us a bit of a opening. Oh shit, alright, they've got their people coming. I was going to say it might give us a bit of an opening to bring our forces into attack. I need to bring our people in, but it seems like we're out of range of those cannons, so I kind of fear doing that. Because if I were to do that, then they're going to be within range and the cannons might start hitting them. And if the cannons start hitting them, there's going to be a lot of them dying all at once. Let's bring them around this way. I'll move my army that way, and so that they should still be out of the range of the cannons, and yet they'll actually be able to start moving around the coastline here to maybe come up and flank them from the side. That's the idea. Whether it works or not, that'll have to be seen, I suppose. Let's see if I can get a good little slash in here. Hello, gentlemen. We have to be careful. Yeah, some of their riflemen are going to start shooting at me. They're marksmen. I'm going to try to distract these cannons as much as I can, though. And in doing so, I'll also be killing as many of them as I can, of course. I don't want to get hit by one of those cannons, though. That would be very bad. Once our forces are in place, we can start bringing them around this way. They're still moving. We have to be very careful not to do it too early, though, because then we'll bring them right into the middle of the battlefield, the complete opposite of what we want. Goodbye! Now, these cannons would be quite useful. Oh, shit! Oh my god! Whoa, is that a rock or is that a grenade? I don't know. But I just got two of them chucked at me. Oh, that scared me. These cannons would be great in our position if we can manage to get them after this battle, assuming we don't die. Alright, so we've got our forces here. Let's see if we can start bringing them up the coastline here. And if I could keep the cannons distracted long enough, we'll be able to do that without them really taking any injuries, I think, or casualties. I'll just have to ram them with the horse. That's gonna have to be how this gets done, I think. Otherwise, we might start losing, folks. Something I really don't want to happen. Whoa! Something exploded near me. We could come up from behind and try to flank them. Let's keep these damned cannons off of us as best we can. Alright, let's see.
This way.
We'll put them right here. We're gonna come at them from the side. They should start opening fire on the enemies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No more cannons, boys. Perfect. Now what if we come in? This might be a bit of a oh god, it is. I was going to take over the cannons, but maybe we shouldn't. Just in case. I don't know if I want them to charge. Just in case, because I saw grenades being tossed at my head earlier. I don't want that happening. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah! Yeah, they definitely have grenades. Oh god, we're losing so many men. I'm injured so badly. We're losing so many people right now. Oh god, those grenades are horrible. Oh, good lord. Oh, I'm so injured though. This is bad. Open fire, gentlemen, open fire. Ugh, damn. I need some ammunition. Bad. Bad idea, but I'm gonna hop off. I need ammunition. Immediately. Immediately, I need ammo. Fill my rifle. There's only 2 of us left. I need to fill my rifle if I have any chance of killing these bastards. Oh, God, I missed. Come on. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Take aim. Take aim. Now we don't. Ah, we took out their leader. Perfect. Oh, so many corpses on the battlefield, though. So many corpses, so many of which are our companions. This one will tell the tale. I'm on my last sliver of health, and we've got a few more. Oh, yes. Yes. One more. Okay, focus. Oh. Finally, we've won the battle, but at what cost? Oh my god. At what cost? The corpses are piled. I'm on death's door. Oh, good lord. Let's see the damage. Oh, 67 of our people killed, 19 wounded.
Enough.
Oh.
I choose to live to fight another day.
I think what has happened here today demands he die, Charles. This is the end. It had to be done. We can get 16 troops. Oh, good lord. We can also take quite a few prisoners. I'm going to take all of them. We should be able to ransom them nearby, even though we're going to be very slow. I know we're over the limit. That's okay. We have an insane bounty of riches, I believe. Indeed, it would seem. Ooh, that was a difficult battle. Hard fought battle. A sliver of health, all of our men down, me being the last. Those pirate grenades are nothing to mess with. We're able to come to Santiago quite quickly. I am going to ransom all of those prisoners because I can't afford to keep them all right now. We'll start trading off much of our stuff here really quickly, but let's see what we have that is going to be good for us to take on. So we have some better boots, that's about it. We have a better pirate tunic. This one is a battered one, although we have an officer's long coat. Are we ready for that? I feel like it's a bit too posh for what we're going for, but we'll keep it with us. We have grenades. Now these will be quite useful, I think. We'll have to give up either a pistol or flintlock for it, but we might start using those as well. We have some officers' bands. These are wonderful looking on us, and I think we have earned these today, so we will be wearing those. We'll go ahead and sell everything off, and we'll be making a vast fortune. We have a lot of money after that. Specifically, looks like $45.7 thousand. We have the caravan of Benjamin Hornigold's party. He is one of the largest leaders. And so at the moment, with us about to be dead, and with us having hardly any soldiers, we can't exactly take him on. And thus, because of that, I'm afraid we'll have to leave my home country be, and we will be returning to the Bahamas here at Nassau, or even right here to go about attacking their caravans. You know, this probably isn't too bad, the infantry long coat for us to be a pirate. I don't mind it. I think we'll stick with that one for now. It has a lot better armor. I just want to keep the vibe of us being an actual pirate and not some type of fancy officer coat. But, you know, this one's not too bad either, I guess. I think we've earned it, haven't we? I think you guys would agree that we've earned it, with all the fighting and plundering that we've been doing. Gonna be plenty more where that came from. But we'll be able to find many more here around Nassau, and we will continue plundering as their armies are off attacking my home nation. And indeed we would, as the larger pirate bands like Benjamin were attacking Havana and other Spanish territory, we would continue taking on the smaller forces for ourselves, leaving behind several trails of blood in our wake. We fought hard and we plundered even harder. Before I knew it, the force I commanded was 132 men strong, mostly comprised of Spanish militiamen and indigenous untried youths. Greenhorn boys, their mouths still moist with the milk of mama's teat. But at least they'll fight, some looking for gold, others glory, and some even just looking for a steady supply of food. With a crew of this size, we could terrorize the pirate republic haven in the Caribbean, raiding the villages and wheat farms of the local populace under their control. And when their forces were finally forced to match us in combat, they did not disappoint. They were sure to keep the pans of their firearms warm for us, for soon they shall be ours. Though it must be noted that in these raids and skirmishes we did lose a lot of good men, whereas other captains do not care about such things. My crew are important to me. Soon, the shores of the Caribbean were rife with many smaller pirate bands, all banding together in hopes of thwarting the cannibal sea snake. Fear not, though, I was always sure to pick my battles wisely. Yet again, my friends, we face yet another independent pirate party, going by the name, this captain, I mean to say, of Herbert. Alright then, well, let us begin, Herbert. You and I shall meet on the field. So we do outnumber Herbert's force. It does not appear, as I don't currently see any type of bombardments coming through the sky. I don't believe that Herbert has cannons in his forces. There, they appear to be coming right for us as well. This is going to be an absolute bloodbath. Gentlemen, I hope you're ready. Today we fight for our supremacy of the Bahamas. Soon, we'll be fighting many more armies like this, and if you live to see it, you will be one of the lucky few. But indeed you shall be rich beyond your wildest dreams. Alright, so it begins. I will begin, let's see, I don't know. I like having my men here in this somewhat wooded area. Oh no, they're already opening fire against us. Let's go ahead and just begin. We might as well meet them out in open combat. There we go. Let's kill as many as we can with our ranged combat. We're going to start losing people because of those grenades. I should have equipped my own, but I completely forgot. Let me see if I can ruffle their feathers just a tad. I've been hit. I have to be very careful here. Attempt to ruffle their feathers a bit. See if we can kill a few of them. Oh, damn. I've been knocked from my horse, but I can take charge of one of my soldiers here, which is nice. Let's see. Oh, a true marksman. Hello there. Oh, Herbert, I'm afraid, my friend, that you will not win this day. We are taking many casualties here, including myself, it would seem, although I am simply injured and not dead, thankfully. Let's see if we can find some munition. Oh, I like to think that this gentleman here might be my second in command. I think we're going to win this one, though it is going to be quite close. Indeed, I think we are. One last remaining independent pirate under Herbert's party. Goodbye, sir. And with that, my friends, we have achieved victory. Though again, our casualties are high, those surviving members shall know grand glory and treasures soon to come. The thing is about taking on folks like Herbert, although I would love to continue cutting their heads off, I would also love to maybe take Herbert as a prisoner. Perhaps in the future, Herbert may even come to my side, but mostly because Herbert is going to be worth a lot of money to ransom off to some folks like the Spanish, or even the indigenous peoples, the English, whoever whom may be looking for him. And the reason that that's interesting is because we need a vast fortune to raise an army that's going to be large enough to take Nassau. Whereas before, I ended up killing one of the last pirate captains that we had taken prisoner. I like the idea of doing that, but I think we should try to make as much money as possible at the moment to get our own vast fortune. That way we can actually end up claiming Nassau eventually. We're going to need a great big fortune and treasury to afford a great big army that will be sustainable and powerful enough. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and make a bit of money. Of course, we're healing and sailing. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but something that I haven't been doing is raiding Spanish, English, even indigenous folks. I haven't been doing any of that yet. The reason I haven't been doing that is because I am more interested in taking Nassau first and setting up our own piracy kingdom here, our own independent republic that we can then use to take on these other places and attack their merchants, right? That's the idea, at least. We do have a ransom for Herbert already, 640. I'm not sure if that's a lot for Herbert. I'll decline, and we'll ransom Herbert here at St. Augustine. Bit of a slog journey, but we will be making a decent fortune off of him. So if I were to ransom Herbert and some of his folks, we wouldn't be making all that much, I don't think. Yeah, I should have taken that offer, but we still get 498. I'll take that. And we can go about trading everything off here. From this exchange, we'll be making 6,483 silver, bringing our grand total up to 72.3 thousand silver, which is pretty good and quite a bit to amass the army that we need. We also have some equipment, fine pirate shoes, which we are going to wear, as they are a bit better than our own. And we also have a legendary infantry coat, which is better than the, I believe, officer coat, long coat that we had. Oh, yes! We're looking much more like a pirate now. I like the shoes, but they don't exactly... There's a bit of an issue there. I might stick with my boots for the time being, but I like that coat. We really look like a dirty scallywag now, don't we? We also have a well-crafted musket. Accuracy of 80, this one is 90. The piercing is 190. This one's slightly more damage as well, and we'll sell off our old one. Now that is good. We're getting some upgrades slowly but surely by taking on our own pirates. Again, I want to reiterate, I realize it might seem a little bit odd for us to be attacking other pirates, but it's an independent republic, right? We're going into business for ourselves, and we're simply not attacking these larger powers at the moment because we want to take from our own, cannibalize a bit, before we're large enough to go about attacking them. Now, I don't know if I'm going to take Nassau before I start pirating the Spanish and English. I probably will, simply because that's a shit ton of enemies that I don't want to deal with. But yes, if there may be an exception, just depending. We could always do business with the indigenous folks of the area and of the continent as well, so that's always something to consider. For now, though, my friends, I am afraid that this is where I must leave you. But fear ye not, for our conquest of the Bahamas and the building of our own pirate republic and our journey to becoming a pirate king are only just beginning. For the sea snake shall return, hungrier than before. See you later.